सदक़ल्लाहु मौलाना अज़ीम वबाद। खुतबा मुख्तसर करूँगा, लंबी टाइम थोड़ा है। नमाज की बात उन्होंने की है माशाल्लाह। मुझसे पहले अल्लामा साहब नमाज की बात कर रहे थे तो बेहतरीन खिताब आपने सुमात फरमाया और जामे और माने और हर लिहाज से बेहतरीन। और होना तो चाहिए कि खिताब जो मरकज़ी खिताब वो आखिर में हो, लेकिन शायद तरतीब ऐसे मुनासिब थी अल्लामा साहब मुझे से, क्योंकि my बयान is going to be in English. I think that's why they put me at the end. So वैसे भी छोटे आखिर में उनको मौका मिलता है, कोई बात नहीं। So time is very close. 4:30 is namaz time, so I will conclude with that. And the ayah recited that also highlights the importance of sticking to the time. And Lama Sahib, I guess he also talked about importance of time, why it is important to keep up to the time, why it is important to be punctual as well. So Kitab al-Mawquta means that namaz has been made compulsory upon the believers in specific times. So ala al-mu'mineen, the point I want simply to highlight is that the namaz has been made compulsory upon the believers. And the word used here was ala al-mu'mineen. You just have to remember this. The ala al-mu'mineen. Kis par? Namaz kis mein farz hui hai? Mu'mineen par. Ala al-mu'mineen. Now the question we need to ask is that क्या मुमिनीन सिर्फ आका के साहब के ज़माने में थे या आज भी हैं? मुमिनीन तो हमेशा हैं, यानी क़यामत तक आएंगे। जितने भी सरकार की उम्मती हैं, all those who will read the kalima of Aqa alayhi salam, they will be believers. They will all be mu'mineen. So namaz is compulsory upon all of them. Do you all agree? MashaAllah. So this is definitely an established masala that namaz is compulsory upon all the believers. And ala al-mu'mineen is the word used here. But let me take you to another verse now, which talks about the birth and arrival and milad of Aqa alayhi salam. Allah says, لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا. Allah has conferred a great favor upon the believers when He raised among them His most eminent messenger, subhanallah. ये अल्लाह बेहतरीन रसूल के दरमियान भेजा है तो उन पे बड़ा एहसान किया है, subhanallah. तो खुदा is expressing His favor and ihsan upon you by saying that He's conferred this favor upon the believers now. Just as the namaz was made compulsory upon all the believers, ala al-mu'mineen includes every single believer. Similarly, this ihsan or this favor that was conferred includes every believer till the day of judgment, subhanallah. Unlike other ulama kiram, I am more, you can say, conscious to subhanallah. When you say more subhanallah, I would understand that you are understanding my words. So ala al-mu'mineen means that it is, this ihsan was conferred upon all the believers. Now if the favor is conferred upon the believers, Allah Ta'ala, who is most gracious and most merciful, and He has granted you countless bounties and blessings, but He has never conferred any favor upon anyone. But when He sent His messenger, His Rasul among you, He said that this is a favor upon the believers. So only the believers who this favor was upon, only they realize this, and they eventually are grateful for that. And they celebrate the arrival of this great blessing about your format here. So one of the reasons Allah mentions is that the reason this is a great bounty is that إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا. So this favor is therefore linked to the graces of Aqa alayhi salam. And Rasulan, I'm just going to mention one verse because time is short. Rasulan has got a tanween upon it. When tanween is mentioned, that sometimes it's brought for ta'zeem. Yani when Allah Ta'ala mentioned that this Rasul is not an ordinary Rasul, this is the most special Rasul, the greatest of all of the Rasul, subhanAllah. He raised among you that Rasul which has no other match, subhanAllah. He is the greatest of them all. That's why it's a great favor upon him as well. And it's a great favor as well because that for anyone to succeed in the dunya and in the akhirah as well, he needs to realize, he needs to find out about his Lord, who the Creator is. Without knowing your Creator, you can't be thankful to Him. And without knowing your Creator, you will not follow the commands and the guidance that was sent by Him. So you have to realize who the Creator is. So Allah Ta'ala says that my marifat, you knowing me was important for you to succeed in dunya and akhirah as well. So for me to be known for the people, I created this Rasul alayhi salatu salam. See, when I wanted myself to be known, I granted this Rasul all the sifat, subhanallah, that my own sifat, I displayed them in the mirror of Aqa alayhi salatu salam, so that you can then look at this blessed Rasul and you can recognize me, subhanallah.
Nare Takbir! Nare Risalat!
When you will recognize me through him, that will be the greatest bounty, subhanallah. When you recognize your Lord. So therefore, this Rasul coming to you, coming as a mirror of the great sifat of Almighty Allah, the greatest bounty, subhanallah. That's why Akhazam himself says that Man ra'ani faqad ra'al haqq. Whoever sees me, he has seen the Lord, he is the Creator, subhanallah. So mujhe dekhega also khuda ko dekh liya. And looking at me is like looking at Almighty Allah himself. Because Aqa alayhi salam has got all the sifat of Almighty Allah. Look at the sama'at of basarat of Almighty Allah. That's reflected in the sama'at of basarat of Aqa alayhi salam. And just to conclude my speech now, there's one thing that all the creations are mumkin. Mumkin means that there are three elements in the entire universe, either mumkin or wajib or ma'doom. Wajib is only one entity. Wajib is Almighty Allah, that He has to exist. He is necessary to exist, and without He existing, the universe will not exist. So He is wajib and necessary for the universe to exist. So only He is the wajib, and He is also layq ibadat. He is worthy of worship because he is wajibul wujud. Whereas the mumkinat are all the creations of Almighty Allah. They were possible to be created. That's why Allah Ta'ala created them. They were mumkinat. They're possible to exist. But from all the mumkinat, Aqa Islam is also mumkin. He is not wajib. But he is also a reflection. He is also a mazhar, embodiment of the wajibul wujud as well. Yani he also reflects all the sifat of wajib al-wujud. Yani Allah Ta'ala's sifat of wajib. Aqa Salam was created, but although he reflects all the sifat of Almighty Allah. So on one hand, we see that he is mumkin, that he was created by Almighty Allah. But on the other hand, he is wajib as well because he reflects all the sifat of wajib. Al-Hazrat also says, कि mumkin में ये कुदरत कहाँ? When we look at the mumkinat are completely useless or helpless. They have no qudrat whatsoever. No authority, no qudrat in them, no power in them. So mumkinat have no qudrat. But when you look at you, Ya Rasulullah, you are a display of the authority of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mumkinat, हम आपको मुमकिन कहें, if we say that you are mumkin, there is no qudrat in mumkinat. But if we say you are wajib, as you reflect the power of Almighty Allah, then we are left perplexed. We can't be this way or that way as well. Mumkin में ये qudrat कहाँ? और वाजिब में आबदियत कहाँ? You are servant of Almighty Allah. वाजिब में तो अबदियत नहीं होती. वाजिब में not be servant of Almighty Allah. So मुमकिन में ये कुदरत कहाँ और वाजिब में आबदियत कहाँ? हैरान हूँ मैं. ये भी खता, ये भी नहीं, वो भी नहीं. Yani I'm perplexed, Ya Rasulullah, that this even that's a fallacy and that's a lack of understanding. You are not mumkin either, and you are not wajib because you are not Khuda. तुम ज़ाते खुदा से न जुदा हो न खुदा हो. अल्लाह ही को मालूम है क्या जानिए क्या. Only Allah Ta'ala really understands your reality, Ya Rasulullah, and you are neither mumkin and neither your wajib, but in reality you are a display of every single sifat of Almighty Allah, or embodiment of the greatness of Almighty Allah, because Allah Ta'ala sent you for us to recognize Him. So something that was sent as to be mazhar and embodiment of the sifat of Almighty Allah, most definitely that was the greatest bounty of Almighty Allah, and through Him you recognize Him. And Allah says we sent Him so that He can yatlu alayhim ayatihi wa yuzakkihim. And he was sent as a great bounty so that He can recite unto you His verses, and He will yuzakkihim, and He would purify you. So tazkiyah, the purification, is also achieved through a connection with Aqa alayhi salam. So you have to have a connection with that greatest purifier so that you will get purified. And that connection can only be established by sending salawat upon Aqa alayhi salam. If you send salawat regularly, you will have a direct connection with Aqa alayhi salam, and that will naturally purify you. You will give stability.